It's Friday, January 26. In the headlines, EU delegation in Jamaica seeking investment opportunities. Reggae Month 2024 activities begin on Sunday. In business news, listed companies announce dividend payments. Regionally, end of an era. We take a look at Liat 1974's final flight. And in sports, Reggae Boys in Group E for CONCACAF qualifiers. This is the Weekend News on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Prime Minister Andrew Holness left the island on January 25 for engagements in the United States. According to a statement from the Office of the Prime Minister, he's scheduled to return on Sunday, January 28. During Mr. Holness's absence, Deputy Prime Minister and National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang will be in charge of the government. A delegation representing the European Union is in Jamaica seeking to form partnerships in the renewable energy sector, digital transition and more. The delegation was formally introduced on Thursday. Here's more in this report. The delegation is also formulating a framework for the transformation of Kingston Harbour into a sustainable logistics hub.
It's not a general investment purpose. It's about supporting the Jamaican government, for example, in their bid to go have a strong renewable energy mix in the coming years. I think it's 50% for 2030, which is a big jump, and therefore that requires investment and technology.
The delegation, which arrived on the island on Wednesday for a 3-day mission, has been engaging in high-level discussions with government officials, financial institutions, European businesses and other stakeholders.
So we are preparing some files also with the European Investment Bank and with other member states, with the French, with the Germans, with the Spanish. We are preparing some possibilities for European companies to invest more in those frontier transition technologies here in Jamaica.
In September last year, the government invited bids from investors for the provision of an additional 100 megawatts of renewable energy capacity. The requests for proposals have been issued through the Generation Procurement Entity. The proposals due February 1, 2024 may or may not include storage, which are batteries that hold the power generated during peak periods for use during long periods, such as at night for solar. Approximately 50 local institutions have been selected to participate in a pilot under the Digital Transformation for School Management project. The phased initiative is funded by a US $200,000 Inter-American Development Bank grant.
Speaking during the IDB's Financial Management Pilot School Sensitization Forum in Kingston last week, Minister of Education and Youth Reggie Williams said about 20% of the national budget goes towards education and that the general objective of this corporation is to assist the ministry to develop processes and systems to capture and analyze detailed school-level income, expenditure, and school management data to support effective management of school resources. Mrs. Williams noted that the project will benefit Jamaica by way of implementation into the primary and secondary school system. The project objectives include making the recording and management of day-to-day financial transactions easy, electronic, and efficient, providing a centralized platform to view and manage financial data in schools, educational regions, and at the central ministry, and developing operating procedures that will allow for the timely use of financial data to make informed decisions about funding allocations. Reporting for the news on PBCJ, I am Danita Rodney.
The Office of the Information Commissioner held its Data Privacy Commemorative Conference on Thursday. The event was held under the theme, Navigating Privacy Challenges in a Connected World, at the University of the West Indies Regional Headquarters building. Here's more in this report. Jamaica's first Information Commissioner, Celia Barkley, was the first to bring remarks, noting that Jamaica is facing challenges in keeping up with and protecting itself in the dynamic digital information world.
And so it's just a matter of how do you navigate those challenges. But in doing so, and especially if you're doing it in the field of privacy, you have to think about that interconnected nature of people, of organizations, of countries, of the entire world.
According to their website, the OIC was established to ensure that organizations and entities adhere to the provisions outlined in the Data Protection Act and its accompanying regulations. The team aims to promote a culture of data protection and encourage best practices among data controllers. This includes the prompt reporting and management of data breaches to mitigate potential risks and ensure swift action. Ms. Barkley says her team is up to the tasks.
It is a testament to what collective effort can do. It is a testament to what can be achieved by commitment, by dedication, by looking at challenges and not fearing them, but recognizing that with the right mentality, with the right approach, even with limited resources, you can achieve your objective.
Chief Technical Director of Information and Communication at the Office of the Prime Minister, Joaquin Murray, says with the risk of misuse of individuals' information, everyone should become aware of their own digital footprints.
For instance, it is crucial to understand the privacy settings of the platforms we use and to be mindful of the information we share online. Vigilance and awareness are our first lines of defense in protecting our personal data.
The Scientific Research Council, SRC, is looking to increase the number of persons serving as the country's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics ambassadors. More in this report from Danita Rodney.
Launched during the pandemic, the STEM Ambassador Program allows industry experts and retirees to mentor students at the primary, secondary, and tertiary levels, encouraging them to work towards academic and career goals in science, technology, engineering, and math. Currently, with 72 active STEM ambassadors, the program is aiming to add at least 30 new ones in 2024. Information Service Division Manager at the SRC, Elijah Green, is urging persons to apply online as the entity looks to impact more schools across the island. Mr. Green says the program offers a plethora of networking opportunities in addition to engaging students through career talks, mentorship, practical workshops, and other avenues. Interested persons can reach out to the SRC for more information by calling 876-927-1771.
Every year, Jamaica celebrates its very own musical genre in February. Reggae Month 2024 is set to kick off with a church service on Sunday, January 28 at Fellowship Tabernacle in Kingston at 9:30 a.m. The service, organized through the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, will be held under the theme Celebrating Reggae's Message of One Love, aligning with the overarching theme of Reggae Month, Come Catch the Rhythm. February was officially declared Reggae Month in 2008. The month is dedicated to recognizing and appreciating the influence of reggae music on Jamaica's social, cultural, and economic landscape. The National Water Commission, NWC's technical team, is working to fix a fault discovered on its toll-free line 888-225-5692 or 888-CALL-NWC. According to a statement from the entity, this issue has resulted in callers not being able to successfully get through to an agent via the normal call queue. Meanwhile, NWC says customers can contact its offices through other communication channels by visiting their website at www.nwcjamaica.com and use their web chat facility. They can also email the NWC at customercare@nwc.com.jm. They can also download the NWC's mobile app or contact them via their social media platforms via #NWCJam handle. The NWC regrets any inconvenience experienced. Time now for the business report with Denise Williams.
Good day, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the Business Report. I'm Denise Williams, your guide through the latest happenings in the world of business. Several listed companies announced dividend payments or the consideration of dividend payments. Dollar Financial Services Limited has advised that its board of directors will, on February 5, 2024, consider the payment of an interim dividend to all ordinary shareholders. Wisynco Group Limited has advised that its board of directors will meet on Thursday, February 1, 2024, to consider a dividend payment to shareholders. Honeybun 1982 Limited has advised that its board of directors has approved a dividend payment of 13 cents per share payable on February 21, 2024 to shareholders on record as at February 7, 2024. The ex-dividend date is February 6, 2024. Global Chief Executive Officer of Scotiabank visited Montego Bay this week to underscore the importance of the Caribbean to the banking brand. Scott Thompson, Scotiabank's global president and CEO, during a recent visit to Jamaica, unveiled the financial institution's strategic focus on the Caribbean as a priority area in the bank's global strategy. We recently shared our new enterprise strategy and our intention to grow and scale in our priority markets, including the Caribbean, Canada, the US, and Mexico, the CEO said. He continues, "We have an extremely strong team here, and we are recognized as a market leader." The global CEO's visit to Jamaica underscores the relevance of the Caribbean region to Scotiabank. With a strong focus on sustainable growth, the bank aims to play a pivotal role in driving economic progress and fostering financial inclusion across the Caribbean. The April 2023 merger of Pan-Jamaican Investments and Jamaica Producers Group has progressed to the merger of their logos called Dynamo, which represents the new combined organization called Jamaica Producers Group. According to Jeffrey Hall, Group Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, the new logo signifies a continuation of a new Jamaican business landscape. The Pan-Jamaica Group stands poised to lead the way towards a promising future for Jamaican businesses, both at home and globally, said Hall. Pan-Jam Investments rebranded as Pan-Jamaica Group following its merger with the businesses of Jamaica Producers Group. The agreement stipulated that the businesses of Jamaica Producers Group would transfer its material business to Pan-Jam in exchange for a 34% ownership stake. On January 19th, the Jamaica Stock Exchange announced the first set of listings for 2024. Cygnus Credit Investments Limited listed the 3 tranches of its preference share offer on the main market of the Jamaica Stock Exchange, making it the first set of listings for the new year. All 3 classes were oversubscribed, and the company raised a record of $8 billion, receiving 3,214 orders. That amounted to 1.7 billion Jamaican dollars and 40.3 million US dollars, respectively, for the multi-tranche, dual currency, cumulative redeemable preference shares. The listing of the US and Jamaican currency redeemable preference share offers follows the successful closing of the offer in December 2023, which was oversubscribed by 102%. Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, Managing Director of the JSE Group, commended Cygnus for its utilization of the stock market for furthering its strategic plans. Now in its 6th year, Cigna's diverse investment approach encompasses deploying capital to various industries, including manufacturing, distribution, financial services, energy, industrial, construction, transportation, infrastructure, and business services. During trading on January 25, 2024, the top advancing stocks covered the transportation, finance, and construction sectors on the Jamaica Stock Exchange. Knutsford Express Services Limited shares advanced by 20.64% for a $2.12 price increase to close at $12.39 with 320 shares traded. Epley 7.25 shares advanced by 17.68% for a $2.84 increase to close at $18.90 with 1,000 shares traded. Berger Paints Limited shares advanced by 15.13% for a slight increase of 79 cents to close at $6.01 with 2,040 shares traded. On the declining stocks that traders experienced on January 25, 2024, the top 3 losers covered the finance and utilities sector. Jamaica Money Market Brokers Group Limited 5.75C shares declined by 15% for a slide in price of 30 cents to close at $1.70 with 45 shares traded. Cigna's Credit Investments JMD 10.5 shares declined by 10.65% for a drop of $12.25 to close at $102.74 with 1,081 shares traded. Jamaica Public Service 7% shares declined by 9.98% for a drop of $4.99 to close at $45 with 550 shares traded. Over on the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, trading activity for January 25, 2024 on the first tier market registered a volume of 688,000 shares, crossing the floor of the exchange valued at 3.3 million Trinidad and Tobago dollars. Massey Holdings Limited was the volume leader with 468,000 shares, changing hands for a value of 2 million TT dollars, followed by JMMB Group Limited with a volume of 111,000 shares being traded for 155,000 TT dollars. The Calypso Macro Index Fund was the only active security on the mutual fund market, posting a volume of 1,610 shares valued at 37,000 TT dollars. Now moving from the money moves of investors, executives, and companies on the regional stock markets, we turn to the Forex market. On January 25, 2024, the Bank of Jamaica reported that US $48.7 million was bought from traders, while US $19.8 million was sold to Forex traders. Buying directly from the Bank of Jamaica, foreign currency traders sold the US dollars for $156.46 and bought the US dollar for $155.55. The difference between the buy and sell rate was 91 cents, which represents a profit for Forex traders for every US dollar traded. Canadian Forex traders earned a trading profit of $17.40 from transactions with the Bank of Jamaica. The Canadian dollar was sold at $129.34 and bought for $111.94. For traders looking at the British pound, they pocketed a profit of $8.89, selling it for $202.77 and buying it for $193.88. For our credit report tip of the day, understand that when it comes to borrowing, the terms you secure are directly influenced by your credit report. A stellar credit history often translates into lower interest rates and more favorable terms, saving you substantial amounts over the life of the loan. And with that, we wrap up today's Business Report. I'm Denise Williams. Appreciate your company. Stay well informed, stay ahead of the curve. Until our next update, take care.
In regional news, earlier this week marked the end of an era in the Caribbean aviation circle as Liat 1974 conducted its final flights. The airline's sole aircraft, ATR 42600, left the VC Bird International Airport in Antigua to begin Liat's final sectors across the Eastern Caribbean. More from ABS News.
Before Liat's final journey into Antigua, passengers disembarked the aircraft in St. Martin and Tortola for one last time under the brand Liat 1974 Limited.
Nice doing the last flight with Liat.
They make it 16 years since I ride with Liat, so good luck Liat. I hope they come true again.
At the Terence B. Letsom International Airport in Tortola, the water salute as the regional carrier departs for the last time. On arrival into the VC Bird International Airport, those who have kept Liat in the skies during the difficult periods greeted the airline. So too were Acting Prime Minister and Attorney General Sir Stedroy Benjamin and Tourism Minister the Honourable Charles Fernandez. Both government ministers reacted to the last Liat 1974 Limited flight.
We are determined to ensure that this airline continues to fly, bigger crews, bigger aircraft, a bigger staff with professionalism. I must say one thing too. Liat has flown these skies for many, many years. We have the safest safety record in the airline industry. We shall build upon it, and with these persons, the committed persons working for Liat, we will remain.
An emotional moment for all of us. Liat is a household name throughout the region, and again, hats off to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet when we decided that Liat had to continue. And it's been not an easy task going it alone for the last almost 4 years this year. But the commitment was there, the vision was there, and we are planning now to move to Liat 2020.
More reactions came from long-time Liat employees.
Fully agree with that. A change has to be made, change on both sides, you know, with internally and externally. When I say internally, I mean within the new organization and the supporting factors externally. But I do believe that there is a place for Liat. You know, there's a place for Liat in the future. This is not the end. I think that we will see something bigger and better from Liat 2020.
We hope and pray, not just for myself, but for the younger generation coming up, that we can leave something for them to enjoy it like how I did. Despite, although it was sad, it was better. It was a good feeling to know that we have served the Caribbean islands for so long. And not to jump down anybody's throat, but whenever we had disasters, Liat was the first. Liat is always there. Liat was always there. But it's sad that it has to go this way. I hope the new entity coming up can fill the shoe that we're going to leave. It's a big one to fill, but I believe that we can do it.
2024, all employees will be made redundant. Though the future for some employees may be uncertain, the government has given the assurance that Liat 2020 Limited, a new entity, will be back in the sky again. Terry Andrew, ABS News.
100 Barbadians will soon be holding remote international jobs. American remote employee company Startwise has started community workshops aimed at exploring career paths and building skills among Barbadians. Trevor Thorpe knows more.
Connecting Barbadian professionals with global employers, that's the thinking behind the Startwise Remote Career Specialization Program. And Chief Executive Officer Scott Tiller said training is going well and is on schedule.
We are looking at folks who are interested in really service type jobs. So you can think of customer success. There's a lot of people really excited to go help companies work on their relationships with their customers. There's people interested in marketing and helping companies tell the story of the brand and get out there on social media and on other platforms to be able to really share with their customers the power of the brand. Those are a couple of examples. We also have a data track where people are excited to work with large amounts of data to understand and appreciate what's happening in a particular organization. And then finally, we have a sales track for people who really want to help companies connect with potential customers.
Participants have been divided into work groups, and Director of Operations Celeste Foster says the goal of the exercise is to have 100 job placements by June of this year.
We've divided our community into what we call packs, which is they're being led by a coach, and then each coach has a pod of 6 or so, and each person in the pod is responsible for the outcome of the pod. So they have meshed really well, and it is not divided by age or where you come from. It's just being part of your community and lifting each other up.
Participant Kamal Morris is eyeing a placement in design and gave details of what he is looking to secure.
The reason I chose design is because I believe I want to find out more about the background in designs mostly. How does the designer think when they're creating images and stuff? Another point I would like to hit on in designs will be the game development part of designs. I want to know how the mechanics are created. I want to know how the images are, what tools they are used in graphic design.
Officials say their goal is for everyone to build skills and earn a job with a global company without having to leave Barbados.
A month after Guyana's President Dr. Ifran Ali and his Venezuelan counterpart Nicolas Maduro met in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the foreign ministers of both countries met in Brazil on Thursday to set up another round of talks between the two presidents. Guyana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Hugh Todd, his Venezuelan counterpart, and the Brazilian Foreign Affairs Minister, Mario Vieira, all met in Brasilia for a discussion promised on maintaining peace and stability in the region. Following the end of the talks, Newsroom Guyana was told that both sides agreed to continue such engagements, particularly on common issues like crime and climate change, and the two presidents will meet soon.
Guyana and Venezuela, there is continuity in our efforts. And that is why I have asked my dear colleague, and I would extend that as a friend, for us to start working the next meeting on building on what we've already started. There are common areas which we've agreed upon since 2013, which we can actually start working on because they are common interests. We've already shared a mutual agreement on those areas, which I have presented, and which I've asked my colleague, counterpart, to transmit to his government when his return. We are hoping to have a meeting within a reasonable time, and as my colleague, or Minister Vera would have mentioned, this is a good start. It is a good start because we were able to meet and dialogue. We were able to meet and exchange our views and our ideas. We're leaving here today with an understanding of where we are and where we need to be.
In sports, we kick off with football. Team Jamaica will compete in Group E in the second round of CONCACAF qualifiers for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The competition will be jointly hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States. The Reggae Boys will face Guatemala, the Dominican Republic, Dominica, and the winners of the first round matchup between the British Virgin Islands and the United States Virgin Islands, which will take place in March 2024. And that's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms.